Hello, and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Steven Universe Future, which we'll be talking about right now. I'm your host, Alex Bonilla, and today I'm joined by Sam Quattro.
Hello.
And Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
You can subscribe to us on your favorite podcast app by searching for Overly Animated. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/overlyanimated. And wherever you listen to us, we appreciate any ratings and reviews you want to leave us. But yeah, today we are discussing Steven Universe Future. In particular, we are discussing a 30-second promo that appeared on the internet a couple of days ago. It was on YouTube overnight, or for us United States dwelling citizens, it was somewhere overnight. And then it got removed pretty quickly by the powers that be. And even right now, posts are being taken down due to copyright notices, but you can find it if you look. So, and there is
it's not hard.
It's not that hard. So we figured there's a lot of stuff in this 30-second promo that is you could talk about and dissect. The internet, Reddit, etc. have already gone frame by frame and dug into various interpretations of each thing. So we want to give our reactions as well to the latest information we have on Steven Universe Future, since it is such a big show, and a lot of big things we are expecting to happen in this show for its future seasons. So we'll begin by just giving a general impressions of the trailer, and then later we'll break it down bit by bit. Sam, let's go to you first. What are your general feelings after watching the promo, and is there something specific that stood out to you watching this?
It made me really excited for this, which I think is like the goal of a promo, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to make you excited about something. And honestly, it made me excited about like the slice of life, Gems hanging out, doing yoga, doing art sort of stuff.
I'm not sure if it's yoga, but it's something.
I mean, it's something, right?
It's physical
I'm
exertion of some kind.
Whereas, I'm not typically, that's not what I look to Steven Universe for, I'm excited to get that now. Maybe because, I don't know, I'm older and wiser, and I enjoy doing things like that. I don't know, it's a lot to think about. It was a nice little surprise to my day when I found that it happened and it was released to the world. And yeah, I'm excited about like all the Jasper stuff. I'm excited about like this Pink Pearl stuff. It's pretty remarkable, I would say. I'm excited.
All right. So Sam is excited for the future. That's good. Delaney, how about you? Your general feelings about the trailer, and if there's something specific that stood out to you the most of this?
So I agree with Sam that this was. So I think I talked about this before. Like I had some reservations about this series because Steven ends in a really like great place, and the movie was like fine. And so I was like, oh, I'm not too excited about this. I'm a little concerned about it. But the promo kind of they didn't ease all my fears because again I haven't seen an episode or anything. But it did, I think it went to, like, it helps a lot. Like, it's nice to see that, there are still things we're going to explore. And, everyone in the fandom's been, like, yelling about Jasper for, like, 4 years now. So it's nice that, like, this is it. We're going to have Jasper. And no, I agree also with Sam. Like, I like slice of life. Like, that's fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a life, and we just get slices of it, right?
Yeah. And then also, I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of like the Rose stuff is very ominous. So I'm kind of interested because we got over the whole like Steven's not his mom. We got it. Cool. So I'm interested to see more of this. And that is one good thing about the movie is that we talked about like Rose sucked. Like she was a bad person.
It is known. Yes.
Yes, it is known. And so it's nice that hopefully we're going to go through that. And maybe explore that a little bit more because the parts with Steven and like it's like scary with Rose. So I'm excited. I think I'm not as worried as I was before.
Okay. And I will say as well, my reactions to this trailer. First of all, I have been excited for more Steven Universe. I'm still very excited for seeing the future of this show. It's I went through going through the trailer frame by frame in order to prepare for this podcast, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. And like packed in 30 seconds. It feels like one of the most packed promos I've watched for shows that I've watched in a while. So like there's like so many different angles that we're teasing here. I will say the slice of life stuff is interesting. I think it's because we're focusing on the new gems, which, you know, like we've had slice of life stuff in Steven Universe before, but we had them with the townies, and now we're getting to see the gems, and some gems that we know, like the pearls. So like that makes.
Or are we going to call them the Jimmies? It's like townie episodes. Oh, it's a Jimmy episode.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, we can start using that. Jemmies.
The Jemmies.
Yeah, I think they said in the movie the town was New Homeworld. Am I right? Or Little Homeworld?
Yeah.
Little Homeworld.
Yeah. New Little Homeworld. I don't remember.
Yeah, they're little gems. I don't know.
Little Jimmies.
Yeah. But yeah, so Slice of Life stuff seems promising. They really do a lot with Pink Steven here, which we'll get into in terms of like how we're supposed to interpret that. And a lot more Pink Pearl than I expected. I mean, we always talk about like, you know, Pink Pearl getting incorporated somehow, but like it does feel like she's going to be a big piece of this future. And obviously,
with our Pearl defending her.
Yeah. I mean that's actually another piece of this, that like each of our main crystal gems gets like one frame each in this trailer, and not because we're. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it means that we have such a large cast that we're just not gonna. There's like no physical way to get them involved as much as they used to be, but I think it's at least nice to like, hey, look, they're still around.
Or I like the idea of like, so okay, Garnet's teaching yoga, and then Pearl's doing this, and then you have Vidalia teaching art. So like, it'd be cute, like to have like, you know, like, oh, we see our gems and their roles in Little Homeworld.
Yeah, like them maybe being in charge of teaching these new gems how to function in society. They're like the mentors. So that would be an interesting way of handling it. But yeah, overall, I'm really astounded by like how much this trailer has, and I definitely think that there's a lot to break down here. I think that the big thing we can start off with is Jasper. I mean, like Jasper, she has like 3 different scenes in this trailer, so she's a big part of it. Sam, you mentioned being excited for Jasper. Do you get any feel for what her vibe is in this trailer?
Alright, so as much as I would like Jasper to just like be with all the rest of the gems and be happy and well adjusted, that's obviously not gonna happen, unfortunately. But, you know, that's fine. We can live with her. I can only describe it as sort of like a breakdown over the events that have happened while she was corrupted. The whole, the diamonds all being nice now, and the whole Pink Diamond Steven thing. It's a lot to process for somebody, especially somebody as hardcore as Jasper, right?
Well, she woke up and there wasn't a war anymore.
Yeah, and that war was like all of her life. Like, that's all she knew. And I can find some sympathy within that. Like this, no, obviously not being like a warmonger, but being somebody who like has this really quick change thrust upon them, and they're just suddenly supposed to be okay with everything. And it doesn't work as smoothly as a lot of people would hope. And I think that's what we're going to see with Jasper. I hope it would be a more sympathetic portrayal, given, you know, the show that we're talking about. And I hope that it would be something that is going to be looked at with more care than, oh, you know, she's just going crazy, which, you know, I don't think that, you know, Steven is going to do. I think it's going to be a fun, interesting look at how war affects people's minds.
Nice. And I would, while I understand the sentiment of wanting the show to be more sympathetic to Jasper, I think I would say that this trailer, at least, is trying to focus on the gone crazy side of her. Like, there's this...
Well, that's just to, like, build up hype, right?
Well, sure,
Well, I don't
sure.
think it's going crazy. She's been crazy. Like, this is like...
Well, that's possible, too.
This is where we, like, this is where we left Jasper at, and then she got corrupted, because they were like, don't do it! And she was like, I'm gonna do it! And I also, like, we were talking about the, dealing with, the impact of this change. I think hopefully we'll get that with also the other gyms, because, we're talking about the slice of life stuff, but also, this is very common in sort of, like, refugee storylines, which this is essentially what this is. They're refugees from Homeworld. This whole, like, what are we supposed to do now? What, like, are they going to have jobs? Are they, like, what are they going to do? Like, I'd be content to play video games all day, but, like, what are gyms going to want to do? Because, it's one of those, like, they're free, and that's awesome, but also, like, it's hard to deal with that. Like, what are they going to do? Do they know how to be free? Like, are they, which I think that hopefully that's kind of the stuff we'll explore. And that's, and Jasper's reaction is an also understandable reaction, the, kind of the extreme, like, I don't know what to do anymore, and the only thing I know how to do is fight. And then, of course, there's already that, regardless of that, the animosity she has for Steven.
Yeah, and that's an important point about, like, what everybody's going to decide to do, because the first part where we're seeing all the gems doing their slice of life stuff, it's voiced over by Steven saying, like, we're all safe to explore our dreams here. But the problem with Jasper is that she was raised only to be a war machine, so it's not like she has external, or we haven't learned of her external desires. It's possible that she just never really developed any, and that must be tough for her to deal with.
Well, the other gyms too, like, they don't, like, before this, there wasn't any other option other than to be whatever they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And also, like, they were all corrupted, and now they're suddenly not corrupted. And, like, what does that do? Like, we know Centipedal was, like, sort of aware, but, like, how, like, was it kind of like coming out of a coma? Like, because a lot of these, because that's the big thing, I think, another takeaway from the trailer is that a lot of these gyms, they're corrupted gyms.
That is true. Yeah, not to say I didn't notice it, but, like, I did notice it, and I do wonder, like, how do you adjust back to not even a life that you knew, just, like, a brand new life as, like, a brand new person, essentially. Yeah. I feel like we're just gonna have, like, an episode where everybody just finds a hobby.
Well, that might be what
maybe that's where Jasper's arc is going to go. They're just going to be like, okay, Jasper, let's just find you a hobby. And then she picks, like, gardening, and it's going to be great.
Yes.
Yeah, but at some point there's going to be some, like, turn, because, like, also later we see, like, Jasper's boots on Steven's face. It's like, and Steven turning pink.
Well, because she doesn't like gardening anymore. She's like, Steven, I'm bored. I want to do something else.
Yeah, that's what causes this heated fight.
I killed all the flowers because I was too intense.
Yeah, Jasper in that scene also says, "You're not my diamond." So, like, we're still gonna deal with those hang-ups, it appears.
Like her diamond, yellow diamond.
Yeah.
Well, Jasper Jasper's a what's it called?
A quartz.
A quartz. So Jasper's a quartz, and we see a lot of quartz in this episode. This promo, and so Jasper was originally a member of Pink Diamond's Corps.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And they all got transferred to Yellow Diamond, but it was only like a couple of only some of the quartzes, because they brought all the rose quartzes back. So so that makes sense. So I mean, that is going to be a big deal for Jasper. So not only has she now uncorrupted, and she's like, what's going on? She's also like, so it turns out the person she's been fighting was her diamond the whole time, and then it turns out this little boy that she hates is that same person.
But also doesn't have her memories or anything, and so
Correct.
This is very complicated to Jasper.
This is a lot for Jasper.
Yeah, I feel terrible now for forgetting that her final line is a sentient gem was "Your diamond, my diamond." Think that.
Yes.
Such a classic line to go out on.
So good.
Well, finally,
I think I just blocked all of that out because I was traumatized.
That's fair. There was a lot going on in that episode. Also, it was forever ago.
yeah. Jasper was forever ago. So
Jasper was forever ago.
So it's good that we're gonna get to see her again, and in strong. It seems, at least initially, in an antagonistic sense, but maybe the show will show some sympathy to her.
Just some closure for Jasper.
Yeah. I do just briefly want to mention the first frame we get of her is like her taking off like a cape of some sort in the middle of the desert.
Like a cloak. Yeah.
Very, very Star Warsy kind of
Yes.
villain introduction. So that's the Jasper is cool. Just Jasper forever is cool. So good for her. We can go back to the slice of life stuff briefly, because I do want to talk about this pink big gem that it seems like it starts off with Steven introducing this pink gem to all the different parts of Little Homeworld. I have seen on the internet that because of the fact that she's pink and she's got the gem on her stomach, that perhaps that she's a corrupted actual rose quartz and not like the fake rose quartz that we know. And anybody give any belief to that?
Well,
yeah.
I buy it. The only thing is I understand why they would do the gem placement like that, but we also know it doesn't matter based on the rubies.
Right.
But no, now that you mentioned like rose quartz, I'm like looking at pictures of her, and she does.
She
have
thick.
features.
She thick like rose.
She is thick.
And it makes sense. I would like that a lot, and I think that would also go really well with what we're doing what it seems like we're doing based on this promo with Jasper, dealing with Steven's pink diamond, and then also Steven being like, I'm not pink diamond, and whatever psycho nonsense he's gonna have to deal with his mom. Because, poor boy's got to have visions.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But so we got this new pink gem. We got in this yoga scene. This is Garnet's appearance as being a yoga teacher. Garnet seems like the perfect yoga teacher. So
yeah, and Topaz is there. I love them.
Yes, I'm so glad Topaz is there.
And probably fused Topaz, right? Like this is
right. And Centipedal.
Yeah.
Centipedal and a ruby. And others.
Yeah, and those other two gems that I have no idea what they are.
But I'm just really excited to see Topaz.
Yeah, well, let's
sorry.
Like
she was like
Topaz is great.
She was an unsung hero, and she's just like everything that I aspire to be as a person. Very sensitive yet strong. I like that.
Yeah, and Topaz was kind of one of the first homeworld gems we found that, what wasn't content with the status quo, and wanted to break out of the system. It's like this little homeworld existing is perfect for her. Like, she finally gets freedom to be herself, So that's good.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of Topaz, later on, there's a brief view of what looks to be an aquamarine ruby fusion. Like it's like blue with the half red gem. And there's a tear.
I don't even know. Also, they kind of creep me out.
The teeth is to me like something that makes it a little creepy because I for some reason I don't like it's like a round head and it's got like these buck teeth coming out. It's like
Yeah, so I guess it could be like a ruby sapphire fusion. Well, they also have the lapis wings.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, no, didn't Aquamarine have those before?
Oh, does she have water wings too?
Oh, wait. It's Aquamarine. It was Aquamarine, the one in You're Not My Mom.
Yeah.
Or You're Not My Dad. Is that Aquamarine?
Topaz's superior, yeah.
Okay, it took me a minute. Yes. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Oh, yeah, she was creepy in that one, so it makes sense that a corrupted one would be even creepier, so...
Oh, well, yeah, that's another possibility. Is this a corrupted Aquamarine that we don't know? I guess that could be it, too.
She's somebody. I like her colors.
Oh, you like this, Sam.
I don't like that she looks like a creepy little baby doll, but I like her colors.
Aquamarine has water wings.
Okay.
Thank you, Delaney.
Confirmed. I googled it.
Thanks for the confirmation.
I got you.
Yeah, but we got Topaz in her normal self, and we got Aquamarine, an Aquamarine looking fusion thing that
whatever off color, whatever we're gonna go with.
Yeah. So she'll likely be around. Yeah, so anyways, back to the slice of life stuff. So after the yoga scene, we get the art scene.
Yeah!
Vidalia finally shows up again, doing art things in the show,
She's
which is
teaching
great.
them to draw from life.
And
Yeah.
Yellow Pearl is living her best life.
I'm into it.
Also, can we talk about this crab gym? Like, what?
I love her.
Like, what? That's my only response is what?
I might have to make that my new icon. She's just like looking at the shape.
Like, I like it. I'm just trying to figure out what she is. Like,
Between her and Scorpio, it's a big year for
it is a big year.
clawed-
It's a big year for the claws,
ladies.
guys. Big year for the claw.
Yeah, also Blue Pearl exercising her artist skills.
She's very
got
good.
Yeah, very realistic.
Yeah. And we got one of Nephrite's friends, I guess. She's got like a poofy Princess Leia buns.
And Nephrite's not doing well.
Yeah, she's doing her best. Similar to like the scribbles that Centipedal did in her
Yes.
corrupted state. And we've got in the background this like it's not a cotton candy gem. Like what
I
kind
love
of like
her.
color combination?
I don't even know.
Tie-dye almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess like a tie-dye gem. Yeah,
I love
purple.
her. She has bows.
She
I love her.
does. She's so
Oh, yeah.
cute. She might be a fusion too, because her nose looks like a gem and her eye is a gem.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. That'd be interesting to explore too, right? Like more gems exploring fusion for the first time.
Well,
Yes!
my question here is, so, and we don't have to like super get into it right now, but if you have two gems who have fused, and then they become corrupted, can they, once they're no longer corrupted, can they unfuse?
Oh. That's a good question. Because, the closest thing we have to that is Jasper fusing with that corrupted gem, and then she became corrupted, but was still able to unfuse.
Right.
So, like, that's, like, the closest situation we have. But, yeah, I don't know, like, in that specific situation, if we would ever get into that or what the possibilities would be. But, like, all of this stuff of, like, recovering from the corruption and fusion, like, that's all different ingredients we can play with here.
Right. And also, I'm curious how we're going to deal with the time skip here.
How so?
Well, we have more time, so we didn't really have a lot of time in the movie.
Uh-huh.
So, like, it's cool. They're doing Little Homeworld and these other gyms, but, like, it's been a couple years now. What are the other gyms, like? Are we just slowly integrating them? Like, what's, what I mean?
Society? Are they, like, paying electric bills?
Yeah, like, yeah.
They drive? Like, yeah, I wonder that too.
Yeah, well, like, at least this opening, like, seems like Steven introducing this new gem to, like, the existing gem society, but, like, then where was this new gem during this entire time skip?
Where are they coming?
Yeah, where are they coming from? And, yeah, so that's a good point. They will probably have an established society by the time we get to this show. We skip over to Bismuth and the Heaven and Earth Beetles hanging out together.
They're so cute.
They're so
So
adorable.
Yeah, so
They're in
tiny.
love.
They're in danger.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they
in
shouldn't
love.
they shouldn't be sitting that close to like flaming metal, but they want to have a front row seat to.
I mean,
Bismuth
flaming
Park.
metal is very scary, but it is very cool.
Oh yeah, you've had experience with that, haven't you, Sam?
Yeah, flaming metal, flaming glass. Just don't touch anybody with it, and it's fine.
Is Bismuth an inspiration to you as a former metal worker?
I mean, not. I didn't really do the type of metal work she's doing, but I knew people in school
Sam, make a
who
knife.
do like blacksmithing. So
We're gonna put Sam
yeah.
on Forge Fire.
Bismuth would do great on Forged in Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what here is where the trailer begins to break down and get into the serious, creepy stuff. Like, for example, while we get this Bismuth scene, it like glitches out and shows these frames of Steven in his pink form. There's like one of him mad and then one of him covering his mouth. And then we skip over to Rose. So, like, I'm interested in what you guys think about, like, what is going on here, because we've seen a pink Steven before in Change Your Mind, right? And also we know his struggles with am I Rose, am I Pink Diamond, like what's going on here. So Sam, do you have any thoughts on what we're doing with Steven here, given the focus on him being pink in this promo?
Probably more mom stuff. And honestly, like, I get that that's kind of the point of Steven Universe anymore. And it's been the point of the show for like years, but I'm kind of over it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I understand, like, as a person, your issues with your parents and like other things from your past and how you were raised and how you grew up, those don't go away and they just pop up whenever. I get that. But narratively, it gets kind of old. And that's probably what I'm least excited about. But that's okay, because there's other things to be excited about. You understand?
Yeah, that's fair. And again, like, there's so much stuff in this trailer. It's fine that there's like a couple of elements that don't totally click. But Delaney, how do you feel about the focus on Pink Steven in this trailer, or do you get any sense of what they're aiming for here?
I don't know. So the first time I saw it, I thought he was shocked, but then kind of looking at the frames, maybe. Like, he's angry, and then maybe he says something he doesn't mean to say. And so I wonder if maybe he's kind of having, like, because he's, like, 16, he's having, like, emotional outbursts. And, like, he's like, ah! And then he's like, I'm not a bad person, or whatever, you know. I'm not sure, like, the only thing I can imagine we're exploring, like, so, Steven Universe is, I don't know anything about my mom. My mom was a super great, awesome person. Okay, it turns out my mom wasn't that great. And then it's like, oh, my mom was kind of terrible. So I don't know if we're like going the whole really exploring like the darker side or what. Like, I'm not really sure. Like what, or like maybe Steven's like has more in common with his mom than he thinks. Like, I'm not really sure. And that's the kind of thing, like what Sam was saying, like we've tread this ground before and we've treaded a lot. So I'm not like upset about it or anything, but it does get tiresome narratively just because it's hard to care, because especially after the movie, it's like, wow, like Rose is not great. So, but granted, and of course in the next frame we see Pink Pearl.
Right.
And was she like in love with, like, we this is super gay, like this whole like, she's like blushing, yeah. And there's pink in the background, and it's like, what are we doing here? So, so my two theories are, she like did something to try and like protect Pink Diamond, or our Pearl knocked lights out.
Oh man!
These are my two theories.
Out of jealousy.
Yeah, just crack her face.
Would it be like, oh, maybe she was like white? Well, she's like White's Pearl, right?
Right.
Well,
so
no,
maybe
I think. Wait, isn't this like Pink's original Pearl? I thought that's what we.
I don't know. It was
yes. This Pearl that we see. So the Pearl in the promo is White's Pearl, but I think she was originally Pink's Pearl.
Yeah, that's
okay.
And our Pearl is White Pearl.
That's the common theory. I think maybe she like admired her. But then White Diamond found out, and she like socked her one, and like, you're mine now.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but you sense the gayness in this frame too, Sam.
Yeah, it's a very like anime longing sort of shot.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, there's something to like the black shading of Pink Diamond in the background that does give it like an anime feel to it. So yeah, Pink Pearl is a larger part of this than you would expect. Later on in the trailer, you get a shot of Pink Pearl with her crack expanding, which was creepy. I mean, all things Pink Pearl end up being creepy, but I guess like because we still don't really know like what the crack is, which is why it's strange that it's like still active. So we get that, and then later on, our Pearl appearance is her seemingly protecting Pink Pearl from something, which is just nice to see Pearl standing up for pearls. So that's something we haven't seen in the past. And our Pearl still has her blue jacket, which I also enjoy because I just enjoy the shoulder pads. But yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, so Pink Pearl's in a decent portion of this, and so that's another angle we can cover here. Other stuff. Somewhere in the middle, there's just a random shot of the Famethyst.
Yeah, she's reacting to something.
Yeah, who of you are very excited for Carnelian and Skinny Jasper and all these other people to show up again?
I really like the
yes.
arm gem placement. It's just so dumb.
The one that has like the gem on her, like her bicep.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. So Sam, were you longing for zoo gems to come back?
I mean, I wasn't longing for it, but I enjoy to see how they are and like how they're doing. I want to know like how the Famethyst is doing. You know?
We just want Amethyst to be happy, so the fam's there. It's good.
Yeah, the Famethyst.
Yeah, and it does. I think from the background, it looks like they're still at the zoo. Which
why not?
I mean, I guess. What happened to do you think the humans are still hanging around after the diamond
that was a good
civilization
question.
fell? Like, are the diamonds like still upkeeping this human civilization up there?
That would be sad if they didn't, but like they should.
Yeah, so they got to check up on the Famethyst up there.
Or maybe there'll be an episode where Steven like liberates the humans, and they're like, "No, thanks." And
Well, he
wanna-
already brought peace to the galaxy, so maybe this already happened.
Yeah,
maybe
that happened in the in between 3 years.
Yeah. Right after the aquamarine frame, there's one frame of a gem's eye. I think this is amethyst. Like, it's unclear because
It's too pink, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, right? Like, it's way more pink than usual. So, like, either this is Amethyst's only appearance, or Amethyst doesn't show up at all in this trailer.
Well, that might just be the lighting. She might be like blushing about something.
Yeah, I mean, there's like sparkles going on in there, right? So
yeah,
I like to imagine she's longingly looking at Pearl.
Of course.
Yeah,
well, that's just. I mean, obviously, Pearl and Mystery Girl is always going to be my number one, but I do enjoy a good Pearl and Amethyst.
Well, notably, this frame is right before the Pearl protecting Pink Pearl frame, so they're
probably not connected at all. But like, you know, I just to be clear, that is my hope and my dream for this very vague shot of half a face.
Yeah, no Mystery Girl in this trailer either, Sam.
I mean, if she wasn't in the big crowd shot of the movie, where else would she be?
I don't know. She's
fallen off the face of the earth.
She could like teach the gems music or something. I don't know. Well, I guess Greg
teach them
has
how to
that.
be cool and like ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
Or no, she was riding like a Vespa, wasn't she? Whatever it was that she rode, she can just teach them.
Yeah. Near the end, we got like Jasper putting her boot down on Steven, squeezing tears out of him in anger, and then we have this shot of Steven like flying through the air with his shield and really
he's
angry.
mad.
Which is an interesting term. Also, like earlier in this trailer, when we had like the flashing, the first frame of Steven is like him kind of looking at himself angry in the mirror, like Delaney you described, like entering his teen years. That'd be an interesting thing to explore too, right? Like as Steven's getting older, he's like more and more irritable or less willing to be optimistic about everybody, just like more angry. Like that'd be.
We kind of saw that in the movie too.
Right, we saw the beginnings of that with like how he acts towards Spinel. So like that would be an interesting thing to see, like his character further develop, like even at this late stage in the show, like show like him becoming a teenager, like that's the natural next step. So I'm excited to see angry Steven. Sam, what are you feeling about that?
About angry Steven?
Yeah,
I'm into it. He's too happy. He needs more emotional variety happening.
Yeah. So
I also want to bring up.
Uh-huh.
I am bothered that he drives.
Oh, yeah, that was from the very beginning. Like, he in introducing this pink gem, he's, like, twirling the keys, and he enters it. But why are you bothered by this? I mean, I think you mentioned this in the intro podcast we did, but still.
It's like, okay, it's like the passage of time, and it's like seeing my nephew get older. You know, pretty soon he's going to be driving, and I'm going to be like, wow, I remember when you were just like a baby. How are you driving? And it makes me feel like I don't know, time slipping into the future.
Yes.
And I can't stop the sands going through my hands.
It makes you feel old to see Steven drive.
It makes
Yes,
you feel
even-
old. I feel old.
It does, but like, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that part. It was like you've seen him grow up, and so it's hard to not think of season 1 Steven when you see season 5 Steven doing
Yeah.
adult things, right? So I get that.
I mean,
part
he's,
of it.
how old is he? 16?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I just
Is
wanna-
Steven a good driver? Based on
Probably
Stevani,
not.
I'm gonna go with no. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs Connie as a co-pilot to be a reliable driver. Yeah.
I
also,
mean,
Connie's
is
not in this
anybody
trailer. What the heck?
Oh
a good
yeah.
driver when they're like first starting to learn? Probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no Connie, rip.
Yeah.
Also, I
Connie,
want
that's
Pearl.
okay.
I really want it to be Pearl teaching him to drive.
I mean, yeah, she should.
Yeah,
But-
not Greg.
But would Pearl have the patience to teach? Like, I think that she'd be like the
Okay,
kind
okay,
of
okay,
mom
okay.
who'd be like, no, put the brake, no, stop.
That's absolutely what she'd be, and that's why we need to watch it. Also, like, Pearl has never been calm about anything in the entire show, so this is exactly why I'm here for this chaos. Stress Pearl out. Stress Pearl out.
Oh
But
my
then you're
god.
gonna stress Steven out. Is that how Steven
Luckily,
gets
like-
angry?
Luckily, we don't know like the inner bodies of like gems, so we don't know if they have hearts. Well, obviously, they're just mass, light, whatever. But like they're gems. We don't know like if they have hearts and like things that can stress them out and like physically affect them. And so I don't know if Pearl could have a heart
You're
attack.
raising my blood pressure. You don't have any blood pressure.
Well, I mean, there's that scene where like Pearl got freaked out by the snake and she had to put the sick thing on her forehead. So
Well, that's true, but you know what? Whatever.
yeah, so I think she's capable of getting freaked out physically, and that would probably happen.
She's
if she had
dramatic,
to.
so yeah.
Yeah. So, and the final shot of this trailer is some kind of a robot-looking thing that starts out glowing red, and then it turns off, and then you get the Steven Universe Future logo.
I think it's underwater.
Okay.
That's it. That's my only take.
I have seen some theories floating around that this is something related to the Crystal Hearts thing that we talked to like early seasons that was powering the temple. Although like I recall that being inside the temple and not underwater, so that kind of contradicts what this scene looks like. But
I mean, they live near the water. It might just be in the water. It might just be deep
That's
down.
true.
Who knows?
yeah, that's possible too. But it's an odd shot to end with, except I guess like the color is cool, like when it's seeing it go from red to green. But yeah, so that concludes our frame by frame breakdown of the Steven Universe Future trailer. Lots of new gems, lots of old gems, lots of old friends.
Wow.
Yes.
No humans except for Steven.
Yeah, I think so. No Connie, no Greg, no Townies. This entire promo pretty much takes place in the little homeworld, with the exception of that final scene where it looks. I mean, even when Jasper is on Steven's face, like I don't know where that is. So yeah.
Well, it's all really vague and not to like show what's really going on and where we're going. It's just to build up hype, man.
Yeah. But maybe that's a sign that the humans will not be as involved because we got to focus on all these gems to introduce. So yeah. So we'll begin with the final thoughts here. Sam, final thoughts after we've discussed everything, or one thing that you're most excited about after talking?
I'm excited about like new fusions and stuff, which is typically not something I'm super excited about. But I'm excited about like love and like gems being together, and I'm just excited about that. And I know that probably isn't going to be the main crux of what's going to happen. It's going to be like, oh yeah, we're fused because we like. I'm excited for that kind of stuff. Maybe I should just read some fan fiction, so that tied me over in the meantime. But the trailer was good and it got me hyped, so mission accomplished.
All right. Speaking of gems and love and potentially fusing, no Lapis or Peridot in here either, which is.
I'm so
quite
mad there
shocking.
was no Peridot. Where's Peridot?
Yeah, she needs it. If Bismuth got in here, Peridot is an important piece of this society. She's the tech Gem.
She definitely runs the Wi-Fi. Like, where's Peridot?
she runs an internet cafe for the gems, and Lapis
Yes,
just hangs
that's
out
exactly
serving
And
coffee.
yeah, and Lapis, all of her art is around the cafe.
Yeah.
Lapis
So-
would be a great barista.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the
Write
new
this
Lapidot
AU, guys.
fanfic.
Where is it?
There's so many
What,
Lapidot
what
AUs.
coffee shop AU? Yeah,
Internet
I'm
cafe.
that's
exists,
done.
right?
Internet Cafe AU, but yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing, Delaney.
No, they're not. No,
It
they're not.
is. I'm sorry, but
Not all coffee shops have computers in them.
But almost
Are
all
you
coffee
sure?
shops have Wi-Fi. Yeah, so Lapidot Coffee Shop AU. It's probably already out there. Send us links to good fics
Yes.
in that vein. Delaney, any final thoughts with this trailer?
I'm more excited about Steven Universe Future. Like, I've been excited. I'm gonna watch it, Steven Universe, but I am excited. I'm more excited than I am nervous.
Cool. So yeah, until Steven Universe Future shows up, a sad part of this whole saga is that there's no date attached to this the trailer.
it's
So-
fine.
3 years from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe it'll be next year. Maybe it'll be Christmas time. It'll just drop out of nowhere like a surprise
No.
present. But whenever it shows up, we at Overly Animated will be here to cover it. Until then, you can find out more about our podcast at overlyanimated.com, including past Steven Universe coverage. You can join us on Discord if you want to chat with us about Steven Universe or any other animated show we cover here at overlyanimated.com/Discord. You can support us financially via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Juliana, aka Julie Jana. Thanks to our Patreon executive producers, Ryan, Steve, Beatrice, Hugh, Michael, and Needle. In the meantime, while Steven Universe Future comes out, you can catch up with other shows that we cover here. We've recently we talked about Ruby, Miraculous Ladybug, BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty. So there's a wide variety of animation out there, quality. animation,
November's
just like
just been
Steven
really
Universe.
busy.
It has, and we expect December to be somewhat busy as well as we continue regular coverage of those shows, especially Ruby and Rick and Morty. But we will be back for more Steven Universe whenever that comes up. Maybe there's another like a minute long trailer with new footage that we might be able to discuss too. Who
It's probably the
knows?
first. It's probably the first 2 minutes of the first episode, like last time.
Oh man,
Oh.
we'll just do a Super Watermelon Island where they should give us the first 2 minutes of the finale while they're at it.
Yes.
Well, let's fully do all the nostalgia hits as we go through this final season. But until then, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.